What's the most inaccurate thing your child has ever been taught in school? My daughter Violet came home from school one day, absolutely convinced that humans only had 4 senses. Her teacher, Mr. Anderson, had been teaching them wrong information all year. When I tried correcting her about the 5 senses, she burst into tears, saying I was trying to make her fail the test tomorrow. I checked her notebook and was horrified. Mr. Anderson had been teaching the kids that dinosaurs never existed, that the moon landing was fake, and that Christopher Columbus was a hero who peacefully befriended Native Americans. The information was so wrong it made my blood boil. I scheduled a meeting with the principal, but she brushed me off, saying Mr. Anderson had been teaching there for 30 years and knew what he was doing. That's when I discovered he'd written his own textbook, which the school was using instead of standard materials. He was literally selling his conspiracy theories to the school. I started documenting everything. I took photos of Violet's homework, recorded her reciting the wrong information he'd taught, and even got other parents involved. One mom told me her son failed a test because he wrote that the earth was round. Mr. Anderson insisted it was flat. The final straw came when Violet came home crying because Mr. Anderson told her class that vaccines were poison and that her classmate Tommy, who had autism, was damaged by them. Tommy's mom was furious when she found out. I contacted the school board and local news stations, but nobody seemed interested. Then I remembered my old college roommate worked for the Department of Education. I sent her everything I'd collected. 2 days later, state investigators showed up at the school unannounced. They sat in on Mr. Anderson's class and were shocked. He was teaching 3rd graders that gravity wasn't real. It was just angels pushing things down. The investigation revealed he'd faked his teaching credentials 30 years ago. The principal had been covering it up because they were secretly married. He wasn't even legally allowed to be in a classroom. The school tried to quietly fire him, but I went to every local news station with the story. Other former students came forward, sharing how his misinformation had affected their education. One girl had failed her college entrance exams because she still believed his teachings about basic science. The story blew up. The principal was forced to resign. The school board had to answer for why they'd allowed his self-published textbook without reviewing it. They ended up having to hire special tutors to help all his former students unlearn the false information. Tommy's mom sued the school for discrimination. She won a settlement that created a mandatory fact-checking system for all teaching materials in our district. Every textbook now has to be verified by subject matter experts. Mr. Anderson tried applying at other schools, but his reputation was ruined. Last I heard, he was trying to sell his conspiracy theory textbooks on Facebook. The principal divorced him and moved to Florida. Violet's new teacher is amazing. She teaches real science and encourages the kids to ask questions and think critically. Yesterday, Violet came home excited to tell me about all 6 senses, including proprioception, which I didn't even know about.